Well, as I mentioned before, according to the theory of Planck or to Laplace, the origin of the planetary system on Earth, in our solar system, is caused by the movement of one direction. And then one becomes the center of planet Jupiter, one becomes the center of planet Venus, one becomes the center of planet Earth. But it happened that when you get to the center of planet Venus, maybe in the beginning it was moving, Venus was rotating in the same direction as the original, but in the course of time, there was a force which contradicts the movement of Venus that makes it counterclockwise movement. And in theory, it is possible, but in practice, I never thought when it happened. We cannot explain it. Now, suppose someone clever on Earth can throw away all the ice and the pole. What happened with the rotation of the Earth? It will be faster. It will become faster, right? Because the motion will not be. The motion is influenced by the combination of mass and distribution of mass, but we cannot move the ice on the pole, throw it away to the universe in such a way that to stop the rotation of the planet. There is the so-called disturbing force that can force the planet rotate in the counter direction. But with Venus, there is still a question, I think, whether Venus rotating counterclockwise or clockwise. Because Venus is surrounded by, as I have mentioned before, it's surrounded by cloud, and there is no certain point on the surface of the Earth that can be used for determining the rotation, the period of rotation. That is my answer. Yes, please.
I have heard the galaxian in the sky is not evenly distributed. What it could be?
The direction of
Nah, galaxy have not evenly distributed in the sky. What it could be? Tidak terdistribusi secara merata. Ya, galaksi tidak terbentuk atau terdistribusi secara merata.
yeah, but that may be caused. That is caused by the uneven distribution of the original mass. Who guarantee that the mass can be is distributed evenly in the universe? When you throw something on the sky, the mass is not distributed evenly, except when you throw passing sands. Yeah, the original distribution may not be even. I think that is the explanation. And as a matter of fact, some of the galaxies are larger, and some are smaller. Why? This is also depends on the original mass distribution. Yeah.
I want to ask about still on the rotation of the Earth.
About the
Rotation of the Earth.
Yes.
So this time is about the rotation of the Earth on its own axis.
right.
This is about the slowing down of the movement. I just want to know how big is this issue among astronomers, and I want to know which group are more interested in this slowing down of rotation of the Earth on its own axis, whether the astronomers or the geologists.
One is rotating this way, and the mass distribution changes. Of course, it will change the speed of the rotation, but whether it permanently changes or not, we don't know yet. As far as I'm aware of, the Earth rotates faster in the past, because of the moon rotated faster in the past, and that influenced also the motion of the Earth. But as far as the geological distribution, the mass distribution in geological time scale change, I'm not aware of it. I think the only method that can change the rotation of Earth, omega, depends on the distribution of mass within the Earth. As far as I know, this 24 hours a day, or close to 24 hours a day, since time immemorial. Is there any indication that the speed change, the rotational speed change?
That is just from my own opinion.
Yeah. I'm not aware of it. Yes?
Sir, have you ever go to Pontianak?
Yes, I did.
At Gunung Istiwa, when we stand the PA, they will stand vertically.
When you stand what?
An egg.
Yes.
Chicken at zero latitude, they will stand vertically. Is there any, has something to do with the gravity around the area or something?
Yeah, you try to put eggs around on the equator around the Earth. I think it will stand because the gravity direct force to the center of the Earth. You mean the egg is always like this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, because the raw eggs you mean, not the boiled egg. Okay. The boiled egg will not follow the rule. Yes.
This is something that my student always asks to me, and I don't know how to answer that question. They always ask to me how far we go as a nation in developing the astronomy field in Indonesia, and what is our biggest contribution to the world regarding to the astronomy field. And I have no information.
You student ask how far have we gone into the science of astronomy?
Yeah.
That-
And what is our biggest contribution to the world regarding to this field?
Yes, I'm afraid to answer that because I was an astronomer. I was the chairman of the Department of Astronomy and director of the Portia Observatory. If I say something, then people will say I'm big-headed. But you better ask that to the present director of the observatory, whether our contribution is real or not in the existing astronomical world. But I might be able to say that we have contributed to the distribution of mass of binary stars, as I can show from the result that we have obtained so far. Each unit have its own contribution to the existing working field. We contribute in the determination of binary stars. Only that, yeah. But maybe some other people have contributed to the other field. I'm afraid to judge, to tell you that we have made great leap in astronomical science. But we did something to develop, to add something to the existing working knowledge, yes, in the field of binary stars. I think that is what we can say, to contribute something in the existing working knowledge, not to change the working knowledge. That is not all. Excuse me, where do you come from?
Bogor.
From Bogor.
Yeah. I teach junior high school, SMP 2 Bogor.
Yeah, yes, that is well known SMP. Now suppose your student asks, what has the Institute of Pertanian Bogor contributed to the science, for example? I think I'm not from Bogor, but a certain Professor Go in the past produced a new type of rice, for example. I can say that, but whether the production of the new type of rice will change the attitude of the world or not, if you are a medical student in Jakarta, for example, you will be asked who changed the philosophy of vitamin. Some people may answer Professor Ekman. He contributes something on the meaning vitamin B, and Professor Purwonegoro contributes something on the content food. Professor Slamet in the 50s already mentioned that Indonesians eat more serat than fat as compared to America. It's not true. 15 years later, it was proven great. It depends from time to time. For example, the Bosca Observatory in 1926 more or less formed one of the big observatories in the southern hemisphere. The southern sky have not been explored before. It is the terra incognita for astronomy. So their contribution was great, but later on we are overpassed by the ever-increasing power of science. I have good example from your institute in Bogor. The Institute of Bogor, Tanjung Bogor, has produced one doctor in economy. But when he became president, he was so stupid. I don't know who.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached our end of the session. Before, maybe give Professor Bono applause. We have a bit of token of appreciation.
Can I give this name in participants?